Hey there, this is Adam Jones. Welcome back to another short video on the channel. Today we're out doing some filming on an amazing iron boat from the guys at the Watercraft Boat Company, doing some filming for the normal day job. And whilst we're here, we decided to bring a rod with us. I've got my Lunamis paired up with a twin power and a little 30-gram weedless jig. And what I'm going to try and do is tempt out a couple of wrasse off some pinnacles on slack water while we've got our lunch break in between doing some filming. So, bit of a decadent boat to be fishing on, but it'd be really nice to catch a few wrasse, and I'll talk you through exactly what I'm doing and how I'm trying to trick these fish out of their hidey holes so we can have a little look at them and send them back. At the moment we're in about 5 meters of water, just outside casting zone from the shore, just bouncing jigs over pinnacles, and fingers crossed we'll find a beautiful wrasse. Come on in. Right, so I'll just quickly talk you through what I'm doing. This is exactly the same if you were doing this off the shore. I'm fishing over some rough ground, kind of gullies and pinnacles, all rock gullies, kelpy bottom, kind of just mixed rough ground basically. And I'm sending out this 30-gram jig, letting it find the bottom. And much like when you're perch fishing, I'm just kind of working it along the bottom, just feeling each little crevice, letting it drop down, hit the bottom, lift it back up again. And essentially you're just trying to annoy these wrasse into hitting it, and the bite is very, very similar to a perch bite when you're jigging for them or netting for them on the bottom. So all I'm doing is just feeling that 30-gram jig head down onto the bottom like that. A couple of lifts, little oh. It's just a wrasse having a go at it there. And this is the thing I love about wrasse, is they are definitely very perchy and a brilliant stopgap this time of year from the shore and from a boat. Just so much fun, and what a beautiful species they are. Hopefully we'll get a chance to show you a few different varieties of them. A lot of people think that they're just aggressive, you know, and they're hitting the lures out of aggression rather than predatory instinct. I'm not 100% sure, because the way they hit some of these lures, it's just mental. But they are such a powerful fish. If you haven't caught a wrasse before, get out, get on the coast. Places like the Jurassic Coast, it's brilliant down here in Devon as well. Just get out and give it a go, because they are a wonderful species to catch. And you know, when the rivers are quite warm and the perch are very spread out, and obviously it's too warm really at the moment to be fishing for pike, you can basically use your perch jigs to come and have a go on a different species. And I guarantee once you've hooked your first wrasse, that first fight will utterly blow your mind, and you'll want to fish for them every week until you start fishing for perch again. So that's the theory. Let's see if we can get one of these little hits to connect. Quite a lot of this is just rubbish on the bottom, but I've probably had 2 or 3 little hits. And the thing is, they're just tipping and tapping at the tail at the moment, but when you get to one of the bigger fish, they will hit it and you will hook them. It's very similar to a perch bite. Set that hook and be prepared for the first 10 seconds, because they will absolutely peel drag off of a locked reel. So let's see if we can get one to bite. Small one. Right, so here is our first wrasse. It's not a big fish. We're only in 5 meters of water, but it's really important once you've had that first run from the wrasse that you slow down. Otherwise, you can give them a little bit of barotrauma. Right, so there we go. There's the first little wrasse of the session. Going to get this one back, see if we can find one that's bigger, but they're so aggressive. Just wonderful little fish. Let's get this one back. Yeah. That's another small fish. So it's really weedy, these pinnacles that we're fishing over, so we've just gone to more of a vertical jigging style and just lifting and dropping as we're coming over the top of the weed. You can just clear the weed a little bit easier than casting across it. And this is wrasse number 2 on the Biscay shad. Gone for something with a little bit more pink in it as well. And that one's stunning. Look at the colours on that. Right, so today's obviously not the day of the monsters, but that is a really pretty wrasse. I just love how different they are. Every single fish is totally different and so aggressive. I'm going to get this one back, but what a pretty fish. Fingers crossed for a fish 4 times the size of this in the next 20 minutes or so, but just so much fun on light gear. It really is. Right, so we're just going to reset the boat. At the moment, this particular boat doesn't have relief shading. I know this area is reef ground. All of this is reef ground. But what I'm looking for are these pinnacles here. So these pinnacles, and obviously these gullies that you can see on the charts. If that was on relief shading, it would be very, very obvious that they're really rough ground. But all I'm going to do is reset the drift. So that was our drift there. I'm just going to pop it back on top of that big pinnacle there. And then we're just kind of drifting through 3 or 4 different areas of pinnacles and gullies. And then we'll just step it out, same thing again. This particular gully here and this one here are pretty good for wrasse. They're also good for bass when the tide starts moving as well. There's pollock around, there's all sorts of things, but very good for a few wrasse. And there's a couple of really, really nice big ones. So let's reset this boat and see if we can tempt one before the tide starts moving and we have to go and start doing a bit more filming on the boat. Oh, that was a little hit. Yeah, there we go. That's a small fish, but oh, that might not be a wrasse the way that's plodding around. Feels like it might be. Ah, it's a mackerel. Look at that. There, it's a beautiful mackerel. There we go. They really are an extremely pretty fish. Imagine if they went to 6 or 7 pounds in UK waters. That is just, look at the markings on top of it. Really pretty mackerel. Gonna get this one back, see if we can find that big wrasse. Mackie. Oh no, wrasse. Pollack. Look at that. I was just bringing up the jig, saying we're going to reset, and just as I brought it back up off the bottom, this pollock has come and smashed it. Right, so just as I was bringing that back up, we're about to reset the drift. Just as I said, there's pollock and bass on these reefs as well, and 2 or 3 turns of the handle to get it up off the bottom, and this absolutely gorgeous baby pollock has absolutely hammered it. Look at the coloration on the side. Tell that it spends a lot of time hiding in the weed. Pop this one back and we're going to reset the boat and go again. So much fun. Yeah. There we go. That was a better first run, a good second run. Hopefully, that's going to be a slightly better wrasse. We're just drifting over a pinnacle. There we go. That's a lovely looking fish. Look at that. Right, so there we go. A beautiful ginger wrasse to go with a ginger bearded boy. Hopefully we've got a chance of one more bigger one before we've got to get back to work, but that is an absolute stunner. Just bouncing that jig on the bottom, lovely big hit. Great first couple of runs. Just shows even a fish that size will give you a real run around on light tackle. What an epic creature. Right, so we're just coming back in now. We've just been doing a bit more filming after fishing. That was a perfect hour, a great example of what can be done with a light jigging rod and a bit of rough ground. Obviously it helps when you're going out on one of these boats, but you can do exactly the same thing from the shore. Just a nice weedless jig, just lifting and dropping around those gullies, finding those kind of pinnacles, and you know, potentially you can catch big wrasse, bass, pollock, and many more as well. So we didn't find any of those massive wrasse today, but it was great to have some. They are so much fun. If you haven't tried it already, go and try it. Thanks very much for watching the video. There are plenty of videos on the channel. We've been going on loads of adventures recently, so if you want to like and subscribe, hit that bell notification. There are plenty more to come. We're off barbel fishing soon. There's probably a blue shark video up at the moment as well as some bass adventures and many more to come, and we'll be back in the perch and pike season in no time. So thanks very much for watching the video. I've got to get this back onto the dock, and I'm not going to get Sam to record me doing it. But thanks very much for watching. We'll speak to you very soon. Cheers, guys. Can you imagine? Just stand there like that.